Here is a question that sounds simple and quietly breaks apart the idea of destiny. Imagine you and your friend are trading the same stock, and suppose, just suppose, that it is your destiny to win and his destiny to lose. Now you both place exactly the same trade, the same stock, the same option, the same price, the very same second. So what happens? Does the market somehow reach in and reward you while punishing him for making the identical move? If destiny is real, who does the market pick? And how exactly would it even decide? Hold that question, because the answer tells us something profound about fate, luck, and who you really are. First, let us honor how real destiny feels. Almost every culture that has ever existed has believed in some version of it. Fate, kismet, karma, the sense that our lives are following a path that was, in some way, already laid down for us. And it does not feel like superstition. It feels like truth. You look back at how you met the love of your life, or the one chance that changed everything, and it seems written, meant to be. Whether you hold this as sacred faith or simply as a quiet feeling, the pull of destiny is one of the most human things there is. So the question is not whether destiny feels real. It clearly does. The question is what, underneath, is actually going on. So let us go back to that trade. You and your friend, the same stock, the same price, the same instant. And here is the crucial truth. The market has no idea who either of you are. To the market, there is no you and no him. There is only an order, a price, a size, a moment in time. If the two orders are genuinely identical, then the outcome must be identical too. If the trade rises, you both profit by exactly the same amount. If it falls, you both lose together. There is no hidden hand that can make the very same trade win for one person and lose for another. It is simply not possible. So destiny, if it means a personal fate that overrides the identical facts, cannot be what decides this. The market, quite literally, cannot tell you apart. But here is where it gets interesting, because in real life, you and your friend never actually make the identical trade. It only looks that way. He hesitates and buys 4 seconds later. You see a flash of red and panic and sell too early. He holds his nerve and rides it longer. You size small out of fear. He sizes big out of greed. In fast-moving options where the price can swing wildly on a single wave of market sentiment, those tiny, almost invisible differences are everything. A few seconds, a slightly different exit, that is the entire gap between his loss and your win. It was never a difference in destiny. It was a difference in behavior, and behavior comes from character. Now, on any single trade, luck rules. The market can spike or crash on news no one saw coming. So over one trade, you truly cannot separate the skilled from the lucky. But something remarkable happens as the trades pile up. There is a law in mathematics, the law of large numbers, and it is relentless. Over hundreds and hundreds of trades, pure luck begins to cancel itself out. The good luck and the bad luck slowly average away. And what is left standing underneath is the small, consistent edge, the discipline, the risk control, the refusal to panic. Over one trade, the winner and the loser are almost indistinguishable. Over 1,000, the tiny differences in who they are compound into what looks, for all the world, exactly like destiny. And this is why the market feels almost supernatural, because it moves on sentiment, on the collective fear and greed of millions of people all at once. Prices in fast options do not just follow cold numbers. They surge on hope and collapse on panic, sometimes in seconds. So when you trade, you are not really being tested by the stock. You are being tested by yourself, your own fear meeting everyone else's fear in real time. The impatient trader gets shaken out. The greedy one overstays and gives it all back. The market becomes a mirror, reflecting your deepest habits straight back at you, and then handing you a profit or a loss as the verdict. What looks like fate is often just your own psychology priced in. So if not destiny, then who or what actually decides who wins? The answer is almost brutally simple. The price decides. And especially in options, this is close to a zero-sum game. For your win to exist, someone else's loss must exist to fund it. The gains and the losses across everyone must balance. There is no cosmic ledger deciding that you, personally, deserve to win. There is only the market, matching every buyer to a seller and letting the next tick of the price settle who was right. It can feel like fate chose you, but really, you and the crowd, together, moved the price, and the price, blind to all your hopes, simply paid out the result. But now the deeper question returns, and it is a serious one. If every choice you make comes from your brain, and your brain follows the laws of cause and effect, then maybe your discipline and his panic were themselves already set in motion long ago. Perhaps the whole thing, your win and his loss, was written into the universe from the start. This is the ancient tension between destiny and free will, and honestly, the greatest minds have never fully resolved it. But notice something. Even if the future is, in some sense, already determined, it is not determined without you. Your choices are not being bypassed by fate. They are the very mechanism through which the future gets made. You are not a spectator to your destiny. You are the instrument that writes it. And this completely reframes what destiny even is. It is not a fixed prize waiting at the end of your life, assigned to you at birth. It is something far more alive than that. Your destiny is the slow sum of 10,000 small choices. The trade you did not chase, the temper you learned to master, the habit you built on an ordinary Tuesday when no one was watching. None of these feel like fate in the moment, but they compound, quietly, relentlessly, into the person you become. And that person is the one who meets the next opportunity ready or unready. So whether you call it destiny or karma or probability, the mechanism is the same. You are not receiving your fate. You are, choice by choice, slowly building it. So, back to you and your friend. If you truly made the same trade, you share the same fate, win or lose, together. The market cannot separate you, but across a lifetime of trades and choices, you slowly become two different people. And it is that difference, not some cosmic script, that decides who ends up the winner. This is not a smaller idea than destiny. In a way, it is a much larger one, because it means the pen was never entirely out of your hands. So let me leave you with this. If your destiny is really the sum of who you are becoming, then what is the single small choice today that starts to tilt the odds in your favor? Tell me in the comments. And if you love questions that quietly change how you live, subscribe to First Principles Talk. We're just getting started.